What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 2 of, I almost said Monday Night Wars, of AEW versus WWE. Yeah. Brand warfare.
No, I wouldn't even say brand warfare. What are they called?
Clash of the Companies.
Clash of Companies. Cock.
Welcome to the cock.
Welcome to cock.
Welcome to cock number 2.
Oh.
This is AEW Dynamite. I am, of course, booking AEW. I am your boy, Chatty Khan, and I am joined by, of course, J-Mac Gaming.
Hi, I'm here. I'm ready for AEW. I love AEW.
Do you?
I've watched all of it.
I've
seen every episode.
Yes.
I love Snoop Dogg. He's my favorite.
Snoop Dogg.
He's my favorite AEWer.
All right,
You
Justin.
Have the right there.
All right, Justin.
You got this.
Where do we
Come
go?
on.
This right
You
here?
don't remember how to? You go to the booking
Oh my
sheet.
God, it's been so long. Oh, the mic just fell.
Chad doesn't know how to book TEW, man.
All right, here we
Not
go.
looking,
Ready?
I'm
I'm
not
starting
looking.
the show. All right, so we start this show hot. You know, Vince McMahon
There's nothing interesting happening according to the game.
welcomed us back.
Who did?
Vince McMahon welcomed us back
Why did
on
Vince?
Raw.
Oh.
On Raw. So on
Wait, what the fuck
AEW.
is Vince
So on
doing?
AEW, CM Punk comes out. He says crisscross applesauce, and he says, "I came out here because I wanted to welcome everyone back to the greatest YouTube channel of all time." And then as soon as he starts to talk again, MJF comes out.
Matt
right?
Jackson.
Maxwell Jacob Freeman comes out and he says, "Punk, it doesn't really matter what the hell you have to say because these fans don't care about what an old has-been like you has to say." He said, "What these people care about is the future, and the future of this company is Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Now, Punk, I'm going to give you the biggest mercy killing in the history of professional wrestling when I put you out back like old Yeller, put a bullet in your head, and put you down for good." And then CM Punk starts shooting on MJF. It's basically that same promo that they did, the first, that big awesome promo where they squared off against each other.
Everyone knows that promo.
Well, they do. They do. It's well, you don't, but that's your fault. But it's basically that. It's basically that. And then
What's the product, brother?
CM Punk laughs and basically tells MJF that he doesn't have any friends. MJF says, "I've got the Pinnacle. I don't need friends." And in fact, let's see how good your friends are against my Pinnacle. So basically, MJF and 2 members of the Pinnacle will take on CM Punk and 2 tag team partners of his choice in a 6-man tag tonight.
Ooh,
Justin, how do you feel about that? Any guesses on who his tag team partners are going to be?
probably Sting and Allen.
Oh, we'll see.
If I know anything about commercials about AEW, it's those two.
We'll see.
The shitty little face paint. That face paint stunk.
We go to our
Why
first.
is this match better than anything I put on?
We go to our first match of the save. I was just trying to think of a match that I think would do well, and that I can't remember, and I don't remember seeing. And I don't remember seeing Jungle Boy versus Pac. I could be wrong, and maybe this exists, but I don't remember ever seeing it. So I think this would be fun. So, and about that great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Pac defeats Jungle Boy in 9:43 by pinfall using underhanded tactics. Justin, underhanded tactics.
What kind of tactics did he use?
I'm glad you asked. He actually cheated with Penta L0M, members of the Death Triangle. And so Penta and Pac are beating down Jungle Boy. And then Luchasaurus comes out. And he runs down to the ring and he fights him off to save the day. What do you have to say about that, Justin? Jungle Boy saved by his good buddy Luchasaurus, fend off the Death Triangle.
There needed to be a little bit more star power in the segment in order to be successfully have Luchasaurus fighting in that for that long.
All right.
Oh no! Wait, what's? Okay, I see what's going on.
Penta L0M looked good. Jungle Boy worked the crowd well. Pac did not do well without a script. Penta L0M improvised well. And QT Marshall could have done better as road agent.
Penta can't talk.
And Penta can't. Well, good thing he wasn't talking. He was just stomping.
There you go.
I was stomping a mud hole and walking it dry. We go backstage, and the Inner Circle are hanging out.
I hate this.
Chris Jericho says that, the Inner Circle, they are the backbone of AEW. Chris Jericho says back when this company was just getting off the ground, he put them on the map. The first ever AEW world champion. You know, the first big stable. He says, Elite? Who the hell is the Elite? Who the hell is the Nightmare family? The Inner Circle are here. They've got a little bit of the bubbly, and they're all hanging out. And he talks about how Sammy Guevara lost his TNT title. He says, but don't worry, because in 2022, Sammy Guevara is going to get back his TNT title, and I'm going to get back my world championship. We're going to get titles for every member of the Inner Circle. We're going to all be decked in gold. And Cody Rhodes actually comes to the back, and he's wearing his big fancy suit. He's got the TNT title, and he laughs. And he says, ha, 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 ha. Chris, I'm sorry, did I hear you correctly? Did you say that you were the backbone of AEW? Do you remember the whole reason why AEW existed is because I decided to call out Dave Meltzer on a bet saying that we couldn't sell out a massive arena, and we did. And then we made AEW with Khan and the Bucks and I. I'm the reason why it's so big. And, and I hear the fans, I come out to the ring and they start booing me. They start booing Cody Rhodes. And I think it's because they've gotten complacent. They're spoiled. They don't know how good they have it. But don't worry, because I'm going to remind them, because I've got the TNT championship. And I heard you say that Sammy Guevara was going to try to get this championship back. Well, quite frankly, Sammy Guevara's at the end of the line. I'm not interested in him. What I'm interested in is you, Chris. You think you're the man of AEW? Well, how about you step to the real king of kings in AEW, Cody Rhodes. And I'll put the TNT title on the line, and we'll have that match tonight. And Chris Jericho looks at the Inner Circle, and he looks at Cody, and he says, "You're on, bitch." So Chris Jericho, Cody Rhodes, TNT title tonight. Big match, Justin.
My two least favorite superstars in the business.
Jericho and Cody Rhodes.
Single ass fuck about this match. Oh, did you click it?
Nope. Okay, here we go. And you were right, Justin. It was Sting and Darby Allin.
What a shock.
It got a 69. Nice.
This is the best match of the week.
And in an exceptional match, Darby Allin, Sting, and CM Punk defeated the Pinnacle. When
Sting got an 89?
Yeah, well, CM Punk pinned Dax Hardwood.
Jesus, fuck Sting coming out swinging.
Yeah, Sting. Holy shit, Sting. Punk and Sting, easily the best performers in the match, and they fucking killed it, man. Sting and Punk.
Just put Sting and Punk in the main event.
Just have them fight every single week. Yeah. So Punk, Darby, and Sting getting a win over the Pinnacle. What will happen next week? We'll have to see. Vicky Guerrero comes out. She says, "Excuse me." I said, "Excuse me." Everyone pops. She says,
"No one pops."
She says, "I just want to come out and announce a huge announcement for AEW." She says, "I am announcing the AEW Women's Tag Team Championships." Because here at AEW, we value women's wrestling. And even though another company may not be doing tag titles for their women's division, we have our women. We have the best women in the wrestling world. And we're going to showcase that with tag team action. And I'm going to introduce 2 tag teams that will represent this division, all right? And it's going to be hard-hitting athleticism. And I'm excited for all of you to see women's tag team wrestling. And we got Big Swole and Nyla Rose, because in this game, Big Swole's still here, and I'm not getting rid of her at all, because I love Big Swole. And they teamed up against Anna Jay and Tay Conti. And about that, subpar wrestling and Little Heat. Big Swole and Nyla Rose defeat Anna Jay and Tay Conti in 10:03 when Big Swole pinned Tay Conti with the Dirty Dancing. Justin, are we looking at the future of the future AEW Women's Tag Team Champions here?
You are, but they lost.
Yeah.
I love Anna Jay and Tay Conti.
Don't get me wrong. I love them too. But Big Swole and Nyla Rose, buddy. Big Swole and Nyla Rose.
Oh, man.
This is gonna be great. And as planned, this match brought the fans back down a little.
Yeah, this shit the bed a little bit, Chad.
Well, that's okay.
Speaking of shit the bed.
We go backstage. The Young Bucks are there, right? And the Young Bucks, they get in the ring and they say, "Now listen, Adam Cole, Bebe, one of our best friends has come to AEW, right? And there's some talk that maybe his loyalty to the Elite is a little shaken, all right? And Kenny, our other best friend Kenny, he doesn't trust Adam Cole. You know, he doesn't trust a member of the Elite. And so we decided that the best way to prove at our best friend Adam Cole Bebe's loyalty is to have us all get in the ring and just hash out our differences. So tonight, in the middle of the ring, Adam Cole, Kenny Omega, Matt and Nick Jackson, the Elite, we're going to all hash this out, and we're going to get on the same page, because if we want to get back the AEW Tag Team and World Championships, the Elite's got to be on the same page. So we're going to do that tonight. Too sweet. We go commercial and we come back. Christian Cage versus Brian Cage.
Jesus.
Loser gets rid of the Cage in their name.
Oh no!
That's not really the stipulation,
God,
but it
this
is.
match stunk.
But it is Christian Cage versus
What
Brian
happened
Cage.
here?
Well, I'll tell you what happened.
32. Christian, no.
And about that, had decent reaction from the crowd in Sunpower Wrestling. Brian Cage defeated Christian Cage by pinfall with a drill claw, but it says Taz interfered, but Taz did not interfere. I did not want Taz to interfere.
Well, you booked Taz to
I just booked outside interference. I thought I picked the person who interfered, but I guess I didn't.
You picked Taz.
I didn't mean to pick Taz.
What'd you mean to pick?
I didn't mean to pick Taz.
What'd you mean to pick?
I meant to pick Brandon Cutler. So it wasn't really Taz. It was Brandon Cutler who interfered in this match.
Oh my god. You done missed it again. I know you did. You didn't see the arrow.
Yeah. Brandon Cutler was supposed to interfere. Anyway, Kenny Omega.
Kenny's here.
Kenny Omega, Adam Cole, and the Young Bucks. They're all in the ring, right? Adam Cole gets in the ring and he gives his best friends, Matt and Nick Jackson, a hug. He goes and he stares down Kenny Omega. He extends a handshake to Kenny Omega, and Kenny just kind of looks at him and he's hesitant. And Adam Cole grabs a microphone and he says, "Listen, all right. Ever since I came to AEW, I've heard people have a lot of mixed emotions. A lot of people think that and he air quotes these like words as if to like make fun of the marks. I haven't been booked the strongest. I went from being the man to a slappy of the Elite. All right. Well, guess what? I came to AEW to wrestle the best wrestlers in the world and to take down another wrestling landscape with my best friends. And I plan to do just that. Listen, we are the Elite. We are the Elite. And with all of us together, there's almost no one who can stop us." He says, "And listen, I want to be the very best Adam Cole Bebe I can be. All right, so, you would think that I need to be elite." And Matt and Nick Jackson, they're thrilled. They love to see this, Adam says, "Kenny, listen, you are one of the best wrestlers in the world. Matt and Nick Jackson, one of the best tag teams in the world. And with all of us on the same page, we're practically unbeatable. And Kenny, I know how much you want to get your world championship back against Hangman, and I'm sure you'll have another opportunity, all right? And I can help get the best wrestler in the world in the best position ever to win." And Kenny likes what he hears. And so Kenny, he too sweets Adam Cole, and the Young Bucks, they're thrilled. They're so happy. Kenny Omega grabs the microphone and he says, "Adam, I have to say, I was a little worried about your allegiance to the Elite, but the things you say, they sound very clear. It sounds like you really know what you're talking about, and I can tell you're very sincere with your words." He's like, "And that makes me happy. So, everybody, I bid you adieu." And then as soon as he says that, Adam Cole says, "I don't mean to cut you off, Kenny, but I want to let you know I am very sincere with my words. I definitely think with all of us together, the Elite, we're basically unbeatable. But Adam Cole is unbeatable if he's undisputed." And then you hear the music hit of Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. Adam Cole says, Kenny Omega, you are one of the best wrestlers in the world, but I am the best, and that's undisputed. Young Bucks, one of the best tag teams in the world, but you're not as good as Red Dragon. And that is undisputed. And then the three of them jump the Elite. That's right. Undisputed Era are here to take AEW by storm. Well, they're undisputed. But this is the era of this is the era of the undisputed.
Fucking sue the shit out of you. Get a name.
And the three of them stand in the ring together. What do you think of that, Justin?
I think you need a new name, but I'm stoked for
They're undisputed.
I need a new name. I'm stoked for it, though.
They're the undisputed Red Dragons.
Okay.
And we go to our main event. Cody Rhodes versus Chris Jericho.
That match of the year.
And in an exceptional match, Cody Rhodes defeats Chris Jericho in 1448 but by pinfall with a beautiful disaster, and Cody Rhodes makes defense number 1 of the AEW TNT title.
I got the match. I got the crowd buzzing, Chad.
Got the crowd buzzing.
Damn, a 74.
And we're going to finish.
72 probably overall.
Cody Rhodes stands tall in the ring with the TNT title, and Arn Anderson and his Brandy Rhodes, his beautiful wife next to him, and the whole Rhodes Nightmare family just celebrating the win from the king of AEW, Cody Rhodes. And that got us 68 and increased our popularity in 26 regions, Justin.
Yes, good.
Now, are we going to cut and just go right to AEW Rampage?
That is 100% going to happen.
All right. Well, the next time you see us, we will be at Rampage. All right, welcome back. We are here at AEW Rampage, brother. First Rampage of the save. Are you ready, Justin?
Yeah, I love Rampage.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, who's your favorite person on Rampage?
The Bunny.
Well, you're closer than Snoop Dogg. All right, ready?
Why is that closer? What do you
We're
mean?
going to start the show because the Bunny's actually on a member of the roster and not Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg wrestled the match.
We are here. AEW Rampage.
Oh, the world champion relegated to Rampage.
Hangman Page.
Oh, no.
Hangman Page.
Hangman Page on Rampage.
Hangman Page greets the fans. Rampage is their second A show. What do you mean relegated to Rampage?
Second A show. That's their only English show.
Hangman. No, that's not true. There's Elevation. There's Dark Elevation.
The fuck is Dark Elevation?
Or there's whatever. There's Dark Elevation. That's what it
YouTube
is.
shows don't count.
Anyway, Hangman Page comes down. He's got the AEW championship. Hang Rampage greets the crowd. He says, "Hey everyone, just want to say, I'm happy to be here in front of Reese Smith Jr. Field. We're gonna do some cowboy shit today." He says, I beat Bryan Danielson a few weeks ago and retained this championship, and everyone's wondering, who am I gonna face next? Well, there's a lot of people on the AEW roster that want to crack at me, and I'm willing to take on all comers, because I'm a fighting champion. And basically, Miro, Bryan Danielson, Jay Lethal, and Eddie Kingston, they take turns coming down to the ring, and they all basically state their case for the AEW championship. Miro says that he's God's champion, and he's going to do what God sent him to do, which is take that championship. Eddie Kingston basically just says Hangman sucks, Miro sucks, and he's gonna get his championship, but he's not gonna challenge him. He's just gonna kick Hangman Page's ass and take it. Jay Lethal comes out to a big pop and says, he's new here, and while he came up a little short against Sammy Guevara for the TNT title. He knows a thing or two about holding world championships and being the face of a company, and he wants Hangman. He says Hangman versus Lethal would be a banger of a match, and he wants to inject Rampage with a little bit of a lethal injection. And then Bryan Danielson comes out, and he basically says none of them deserve anything because Bryan Danielson is the best wrestler in this company, and he knows what it's like to be an A-plus player. He says he knows what it's like to main event the big shows, he says, and he lost to Hangman on a fluke, and he won't let that happen again. And then a match is made for tonight's main event at Rampage, a fatal 4-way number 1 contenders match where Miro, Bryan Danielson, Jay Lethal, and Eddie Kingston will face off, and the winner will face Hangman Page at the pay-per-view New Year's Clash for the AEW World Championship. Any predictions on who you think's going to win?
Oh, boy. I can't find a justification on putting any one of those guys over. You can't run Danielson again, and I don't think the other three are big enough to fight for the title.
So who knows? Who knows?
So I'm assuming Matt Jackson.
You're going to go with a late entry Matt Jackson.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with options C.
All right, good to know. We start out our first match of Rampage, the Best Friends versus the Men of the Year.
Best Friends lost? What the fuck are you doing?
And a poor match.
I
And a
hate this
poor match.
company.
Men of the Year defeated Best Friends in 725 when Ethan Page pinned Chuck Taylor with the Uranaga. Sorry, brother. I love the Best Friends, but I also really like Men of the Year.
No one likes Ethan Page.
I like Ethan Page.
Taylor.
Chuck
Give me
Taylor.
Chuck Taylor and I'll give you...
You can't afford to give me anyone.
I'll give you fucking Veer.
Who?
Exactly.
Who?
I'll give you Shanky.
Shanky. Give me Shanky. Just a good tag team match. I wanted a good opener, but this match apparently sucked. So we are backstage. Brian Cage and Brandon Cutler. There's a recap of them beating up Christian
No, it
Cage
wasn't.
on
It's
Dynamite.
Taz.
And Brian Cage said, "I know everyone's asking why Brandon Cutler was dressed up as Taz. And the reason is very simple, because it seems like to make it in AEW, you have to be a former WWE guy. So Brandon Cutler coming out dressed as Taz was just his way of getting TV time. All right? I am sick and tired of getting passed up by washed up has-beens who couldn't hang in Connecticut and couldn't hang in any other company, so they came here to try to make themselves relevant. Meanwhile, I'm not on shows. Meanwhile, I'm not booked and treated the way I deserve, the way Brandon Cutler deserves. And I can tell you, there are guys in the back who definitely match our feelings. So Christian Cage, we made an example out of you, and we're going to continue to make an example out of any former Fed guy who wants to come to this company and make a name on our backs. We are the face of AEW. Brian Cage, Brandon Cutler, we are the future of this company, and I am the face of professional wrestling, damn it." And they walk away. Justin, what do you think of this?
Next segment.
Next segment, you don't have anything to say?
I'll wait for Raw.
We have some exciting tag.
Jesus.
We have some exciting tag team matches tonight to showcase our exciting women's tag team. Britt Baker and Reba defeat Thunder Rosa and Riho in 646 when Britt Baker pinned Riho with a Baker Buster. Yep, this happened. Yep, this happened. It was poorly placed.
Reba had a 15.
Yep.
Jesus Christ, Reba.
Yeah.
Who the
Okay.
hell is Reba?
It's Rebel.
No, that's Reba.
Well, yeah, but it's Rebel.
Who the hell's Rebel?
Oh no. Okay.
Oh,
We
boom, boom.
we go backstage. I don't know why you're laughing.
Josh it, Michael.
We go backstage. Jim Ross is interviewing Ruby Soho. He says, "Ruby Soho, there's talks of the TBS title coming to a Rampage, and it's supposed to showcase more of our amazing women's division. Now, I know you aren't here with any friends with you, so it tells me you're not here in the tag division. So I gotta ask, does that mean you're making a case for the TBS title?" And Ruby Soho says, "Yes, I came here to be the best women's wrestler on the planet, all right? And winning the TBS title, being the face of TBS and being the face of AEW Rampage is just how I'm gonna do it. So it doesn't matter who you put against me because Ruby Soho is gonna kick their ass." Ruby Soho making a stake at the TBS championship. And as she walks away, Jim Ross says, "Boomer sooner."
Boom, boom. My ass.
ass.
My ass.
Oh.
We come. Christian Cage wants Brandon Cutler, and about that decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Christian Cage defeats Brandon Cutler in 756 with an unprettier.
How the mighty have fallen, Christian.
Christian Cage beating Brandon Cutler. But then Brian Cage and Kip
Sabian.
Sabian. Brian Cage and Kip Sabian beat up Christian Cage. And Kip Sabian, another member of this faction that Brian Cage is leading of AEW guys who are sick and tired of their spots being taken by former WWE guys. Justin, what does this mean for AEW?
We'll wait for Raw.
I'll have
You're
to
gonna find out, buddy.
Wait for Raw. I wonder what AEW guys are going to show up on Raw.
No one good. Oh, this got a bang, so let's go.
And then about that superb wrestling and good heat, Bryan Danielson defeated Eddie Kingston, Miro, and Jay Lethal in 1441 when Bryan Danielson pinned Jay Lethal with a small package. Bryan Danielson was head and shoulders above everyone else.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yep.
Unfortunately, you know where to go with that.
And the Rampage ends with Bryan Danielson and Hangman Page having a stare-off.
Well, they didn't. Yeah, Hangman didn't actually pin Danielson, right? They had a time limit draw.
Sure. I don't really remember.
You didn't watch it, remember? You were on your way over to my place.
All right.
I actually watched that match.
Yeah, so it was a time limit draw.
And you didn't.
Yeah.
I know your product more than you do.
Shut up. You didn't even know who the guest, the backstage announcer was.
Who's
for
Rebel?
Raw. Who's Rebel?
Boom, boom.
And Rampage gets a 56.
Yeah, Jay Lethal was used too much.
Oh,
Yeah,
bullshit.
That is correct. He's a scumbag.
It's impossible to use Jay Lethal too much.
Oh, that was up. Oh, you're.
That was the end of episode 2 of our save. I hope you guys have been enjoying this. We've only done 2 episodes and we're already having a blast. What?
Caught COVID.
And we're having a blast doing this, so it's fun. It's fun to be back. It's fun to be back in the studio. Justin, is there anything you want to say before we end the video?
No, just
All right.
Tune in the Raw.
Eat shit, I guess. Goodbye.